Lend me your ear. I've got a message that I think you should hear. I'm not here to judge you or tear you down, 'cause I know it's been hard turning your life around. You may see yourself with little worth, but God had a plan since the day of your birth. Don't settle for less. Here's what you'll do. See what God has for you. Has for you, yeah. He's gonna do it. Don't let go, no. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. You know, it's just Saturday. I'm out here chilling, singing, creating, working, thinking, building, planning, dreaming, doing all that type of stuff. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just wanted to have a Saturday chat with you guys today. And you know, today I'm gonna go ahead and share my face. Last week I didn't share my face. I said I'm chilling. I had my little bonnet on. I was, relaxing. But I wanted to definitely get on here and have a Saturday chat with you guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I wanted to get on at 11. I'm going to try to do 11:15 at the latest every Saturday, just to have some chats about what is happening in our world today of education, guys. Education. Yes, yes, yes. Education. I am live streaming on Facebook and in Everybody Educate, which is my business. And I am the Queen Educator. Hi, that's me. That's me. And I'm also on YouTube. Couldn't quite get on Instagram right now, but I figured out one out for next week. But today I just really wanted to talk about healing in the education system. I really wanted to talk about the wounds that we carry, the baggage that we carry, and the things that we deal with that really have caused us to transfer it to our children, transfer it to our businesses, churches, everything. There is such a pandemic in the way that we educate, and we need healing. And I talked to so many different educators. I'm going to share a couple stories with you today about those educators that I don't know if you can relate, but if you can, this is for you. This is for you if you just want to become free from all of this way of doing things that is outdated, old, marginalizing, excuse me, and that it really breaks down our flow. Yeah, really breaks down our flow. Do you feel like you want to live in a world where you can just try to be yourself and you don't have to put on for so many people? You don't have to be a way, you don't have to act a way or try to make this picture perfect way of doing things. And honestly, if you really think about it, you see the impact of the negative ways in which we have been taught to educate. Now, there are some good things, don't get me wrong. I've always wanted to be an educator for some very good reasons. I've always wanted to educate children and people who were the most disconnected people. I always wanted to do it. I wanted to do it with creativity, but I did not want to do it in the way that I feel like I'm doing it now. We're doing it. We are doing it now. And I am dedicated to shifting and coaching and supporting people to go to the next level and to change all of this. It's time to change all of the mindset that we need to be a certain way, that we are not accepted for who we are, that we were created to be like robots and be like everyone else. No, we were created to build. We were created to create by the creator. My sister always says that. Les Brown says that. I've had the opportunity to be in spaces and places over the last year with some of the most amazing people, coaches, business entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are accelerating the mindset of how we do things, shifting it and changing it. And so I've been learning a lot about how I can get my voice heard out here to help change the education system, because that has been my dream and that has been what I see. What are your dreams? What have you been called to do? What have you been challenged to do in your mind? You can't hardly sleep sometimes. You can't even think. You can't eat without knowing that you have to do something different. This is for you who are ready to do something different. But I want to say to you that we can't do anything different unless we are healed from what we have been told, and those chain that are the chains that bind us and bound us, right? So I just want to have a chat. You may be watching this on the replay, you may be here right now, and I want you to know that there is healing for the wounded, especially in education. I want you all to know that I have been educating for over 18 years. I've been educating even whenever I was an up and coming educator. I've been leading and supporting and growing and learning. And through that time, I have had to go through some things where I was wounded, where I was taught to do certain things or treated in certain ways that really threaten my purpose. Let's just be real. Where I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm going to start with the story of a college student who was so excited about going to um, her what do you call it, your internship. Just excited, just wanted to change the world, just wanted to learn more about what teachers are doing, what educators are doing. And then she gets into a space that was she was a Black woman, predominantly white space, predominantly white school. And at the time, the school was very, 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 very racist. And she didn't realize it. She went there and she decided that, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to learn in this environment. I want to be able to help people to grow, to go to the next level. But she was in an area, in a space where they did not have lots of diversity. It was very secluded. And so the only children that were of color were maybe three out of the whole school that were children of color. And those two of them were from a foster care home, and were happened to go to that school. They were not from the neighborhood. um, and then the other child, I believe, was I can't remember, but all I know is, she didn't see a lot of people that looked like her, but she didn't care. She went anyway and just said, I'm going to ignite the love and light that's inside of me to go and learn and to go work with children. And she had a cooperating teacher that was um, really not happy that she was there, put her in the workroom. Yes, so they had pods. So think about, they had pods in each of the grade level areas, and they had a workroom. So the workroom had all the books and the things, and so she had to stay in the workroom, pretty much clean it up, get it together, get things ready. But she was not allowed to stay in the classroom for too long to watch the actual teacher. And we'll call the teacher Miss B. I won't give the full name. Wasn't able to watch the cooperating teacher teach so that she can learn from her. The teacher did not want her in the same space. And then even whenever she had to do her work and teach the kids so that she can get her credit, the teacher would leave and go to the workroom. She did not want to be with her. And it was very harming to her, but I think she was resilient and she just wanted to keep going in spite of, and she wanted to move forward in spite of. And she's like, that's okay. And so she just fell in love with the children. She made, I know it was around like Thanksgiving, she said she made a web with the children, and they were talking about what they were thankful for. And the hearts of the children were just so precious, and they just loved each other, and they just loved the teacher, and the teacher loved them. And um, but it definitely didn't end well, because once the teacher started to realize that the children were taking a liking to this Black teacher, this brand new teacher with all this energy, she got a little upset. She got a little jealous. She got a little sad. And she said, wait a minute, this is my class. This is what no, I'm in charge here. So she exercised her power to kind of shut that down and discourage this teacher. And so whenever the supervisor came, she would whisper to the side and say, yeah, she's not really doing well. She would basically say all these things that were negative about the coach. I mean, the teacher. And teacher got really upset, and she said, why can't I be in on this? Like, why can't I hear what's happening about me? And why is this a secret? And what's going on? And it just didn't end well for her. I think she felt like she wanted to leave. She wanted to give up. She was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't be teaching. Maybe I'm horrible. Maybe I'm not a good teacher and in training. And maybe this shouldn't be what I should do. I mean, that was one instance, but she had several instances. And so what saved her? What saved her was the opportunity before this, which was at another place, and it was in a similar area, but it was a little bit more populated. It was a city school, more a public school, wasn't as secluded. And she had just left that, and she had gotten great ratings from that cooperating teacher who, helped her to see her voice and see that, wow, you have something special inside of you. And so if it wasn't for that opportunity and that experience, for her first half of her experience, I think she would have quit um, when she got to the other experience. And it was very, very, very troubling to me that you can go through both of these experiences and be told in one area, in one arena, that you are amazing with great strengths, and there's something about your voice that can, shift the atmosphere. The children love you, the parents love you, I love you, we're going to work together, I'm going to teach you, and here are the things that you need to work on, here's where you need to grow at, you got to get your classroom management, you've got to, yeah, and I'm going to help you through it, and I'm going to see you to it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And then go to another experience that says, she's not good, she doesn't have what it takes, she's mediocre, there's nothing really special about her. And yeah, she doesn't, yeah. And literally put you in a space where you don't even get to see good teaching happening, if that's what she was doing. And then whenever you're actually teaching, they don't even see you, but then can talk about you because they just don't understand you, or they don't want to help you, or there's some biases or something there that says, maybe in this case, I'm isolating race, especially at the time that it was. So this new teacher was me. Yeah, you guessed it. And what does this mean for your life? What does this mean for your career? What does it mean for you as an individual? And even if you're not a teacher in a school system, but you're teaching somebody somewhere, I run a business called Everybody Educate, where we believe that everybody is educating somebody somewhere in some way. And the way you do it should be in excellence and with equitable practices. And so I would have never gotten to that space if I would have chosen to give up, because I shared that one part of the story. But imagine that being like my whole time there in both of those situations, and getting very different feedback, getting very different support, getting, very different outlook and perspective on where I could go. And so to me, that's part of a pandemic that continues to happen, that I continue to see. And it's the reason why I like to educate and transition our thinking. I like to educate you about how to educate better and how we can educate better. And I think honestly, the teacher, Miss D, Miss D, I didn't tell you her name, but she was like a beacon of light, Italian lady. She was a beacon of light in my career, where I went the way I went because she gave me the confidence to hone my voice and to hone my genius, and to build my capacity and implement with equitable practices for the children that were in front of me in the way that I do it, but with strategy and approaches and methods that make sense. She encouraged me. So Miss D, a real teacher, a real person, I haven't talked to her in many years, but helped me. But there was probably something about her own confidence that she had. There was probably something about her own desire to take these cooperating teachers and to help hone their genius and help hone their brilliance, right? Even when they couldn't see, even when I couldn't see it, right? There's something about her confidence that helped me to do that. And then there was also something about the confidence of Miss B. And Miss B was really something to me that, like, it was really like, that experience with her was really something like demoralizing to me. It was very heartbreaking to me. It was really it broke me down. And I wonder about her confidence. I didn't wonder at the time. I remember writing her a letter and I never really got to send it. But I remember trying to look her up and write her a letter and say, look what I became. Something that you didn't think I would become, I became. What you told my cooperating, what you told my supervisor was wrong. I did have potential. I do have potential. Look at me. I won awards for being an educator of the year, employee of the year, for working in the school system. We're consistently called on to be the environment shifter, learning environment shifter and changer and coach, literacy educator for so many, K to 8. And look at me now. And I remember reading her evaluations on me, and it was really like, it wasn't that I didn't want to take her feedback, but there was truth to her feedback. There were areas I had to work on, but how she made me feel that I was nothing, there was nothing good about me, was really troubling to me. And I wonder, did she feel like there wasn't much good about herself? Or was it something that she just thought, or biases that she might have had? What we do, our experiences, how we feel, what we think, if we are not intentional about them, we can transfer them to people and really break them down and really cause them to not be all that they could be. If you're in the field of service and educating and building up and growing, you've got to know that how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, is how those who are underneath you will see themselves and carry themselves too. If you're all they have. Thank God she wasn't all I had, but thank God that I had that experience from her, because I wouldn't be here today talking to you all about honing your voice and your confidence so that you can understand where you came from. What about where you came from and what you believe affects how you do things now, and how you support your businesses, how you support your flock, how you support your students, how you support your teachers and your leaders, or lack thereof. I love to speak to educators. I love to speak to educators because I am one. I was one whenever I was sitting on the porch of Angel's house, my old best friend who was 8 years old. Her family died in a fire. She didn't get to live to see her dreams. We would play school on her porch, and I always was determined to be a teacher. I say, listen, I'm the teacher. I'm in charge. Listen to me. I'm in charge. Look, come on, be quiet. It's my voice. And I would sit with my sister and Angel on the porch until mom called and said, come on, time to come home, time for dinner. How many people are you impacting that may or may not live to see later days down? How are you impacting them now to do what they can do and be who they are now? When I sat there and I'm sitting there writing on that board, saying it's my turn, I'm in charge, and I'm shutting down Angel's voice, I didn't know she wouldn't be here. But we do what we know, we do what we see, right? We learn from those who teach us. There's so many layers here to what I'm talking about today. And there's so much healing that is needed. So if you are on Facebook right now with me, you're live on Facebook right now with me, you'll notice that on my Zoom, I have my background weeds, flowers, because it's all about growth, right? And on Saturdays, I really want to sit all the way until, I think I said I'll get April, I think it was 16. I want to get to the root of why we educate the way we educate. I really want to not only get to the root, but I want to help shift your thinking about yourself, about the system in which we are in our world, especially if you're in the US, about how we educate and how we do things as a result of how we've educated. If you are interested in getting unstuck, getting out of the weeds and growing and blossoming. Everybody that is listening, even now, I want you to really think about what you want to see. If you want to get unstuck, do you want to go from wounds to winning? Do you want to go from stuck to stability? Do you want to go from all that baggage that we've carried, all those wounds that we've carried? They're all in the weeds, guys. It's all in the weeds. There's dirt in the weeds, right? There's dirt in the weeds. But guess what? We need that dirt. The song says, I think by Mary Mary, we all need a little bit of dirt to grow. I don't even know the words, but we need a little bit of dirt to grow. And I shared my story with you earlier so that you could see that I'm not here just like, do this, preaching this, da 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 da. I have been in the weeds. I have been in the dirt. Okay? God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. That's that song. That song that comes from there. So that dirt does hurt. People do say dirt don't hurt. Well, dirt does hurt. When you stay in the dirt, in the mud, when you stay in those spaces. In our education system, we have stayed in the mud, in the dirt, and the growth that has come has been distorted. I'm just trying to tell you what like it is. I'm just trying to tell you from my 18 plus years of experience to let you know there's a lot of people in the weeds being sucked up by systems that are of old. Let me read this to you all because I would like you to subscribe to my blog, and I'll put it in here at the end of this. But I'd like you to subscribe to my blog where it's all about education healing. And I've partnered with such amazing women who also has some mindsets around how we educate and healing and wounds and in our education system. But not only in our education system, we know that education is not just in the classroom. It's not just in the classroom. It's also in the boardroom. It's also in the politics. It's also in the people who are making the decisions to keep putting, and I'm just going to be real, to keep putting money over people who are forgetting humanity, right? In the process. Don't get me on my soapbox, but I want us to get unstuck out of these weeds, out of this dirt. And I ask you, do you often dream of a world where you can be creative and true to your own unique ideas? Do you? This is for you if you often dream of a world where you can be creative and true to your own unique ideas without constraint or judgment of just being you. Of course, you want order. Of course, you want structure. Of course, we want order and structure. The Bible says, do all things in decency and in order, right? Do you wonder why it is so hard to think outside the box and to implement your God given dreams and ideas naturally, authentically, creatively? I have been an advocate for stepping outside the box. Yes, sometimes we need a box to help hone us in and get us to learn and understand. Yes, we need rules, we need expectations, we need regulations, but they do not need to be demoralizing. They do not need to be dehumanizing. They do not need to be, I'm in charge, shut your voice, you have nothing in this space. No, this is our space. This is our world. Together we are better. I've been preaching that forever because I found value in that. And I found many people who have been harmed, many children who have been harmed, many educators who have been harmed by a system that does otherwise. So if you wonder why it's so hard for us to think outside the box, why we get so angry about why our children are doing what they're doing, it's because we do the same things that we've always done. You always do what you always done. You always get what you've always got. This age-old saying, right? We say we talk a good game. We do. I've been guilty of it as well. I've been guilty of I'm in charge. I'm the leader. I got this. It's my turn. We create and breed people to do the same things that we don't like done. until we intentionally interrupt it. So I want you to ponder on that today. And I want to ask you the same question. Do you need healing from all of this stuff? Are you in a stuck place? And you feel like you're in trouble if you try to do your own ideas. You look crazy if you're trying to be different. Is that you? But then you know that 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 God has gifted you and blessed you with something that other people haven't seen. Because we were created to do that. He didn't create us to be robots. All right. So I guarantee that you can get set and ready to go from being wounded from this education system, from being wounded to winning in life. Do you want to win? Do you want to win? And then we talk about winning. What does that mean to win? What I mean by winning, not necessarily to knock somebody else down, but I mean by and let them, oh, I'm the winner. I got no, I'm talking about winning in your life, to follow through with your dreams, to follow through with the goals, to follow through with your God-given gifts and talents and call. You win, not whenever you can be somebody else, but when you can be yourself and do it well. There are so many educational consultants, and I am one. I'm the Queen Educator. I am helping people go from idea to implementation to impact on a daily basis. Since I've been younger, I've been doing that, right? Because I seen it. But then there were times I had to retreat because I was wounded. I was wounded. And times I'm still wounded, and I have to find my way back. Find your way back, right? I just really want you to know that who you are is okay. More than okay, better than okay. And you can win. So you can go from wounds to winning. You can go from stuck to stability, just all by being you, right? But you do want to be a part of a community that has the values and the mindset that wants to see creativity and true unique ideas happening on a regular basis, especially in the school system and even in your businesses. You have those business ideas. You got involved in your business and you wanted to change the world. You wanted to change, you wanted to serve people. You wanted to do all that when you first got involved. And then you got into a space where you're like looking at the clock, like, oh my gosh, well, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm not myself. Is that you? Oh my gosh. And then I think about that baggage to brilliance. Sometimes, sometimes, honey, sometimes you get in that space and you lose yourself and you have all these bags weighing you down. You forget who you are and why you even started in the first place. I'm on a journey to coach as many educators, leaders, coaches, parents, students, families, pastors, business owners, right? Now I'm starting with just teachers and education systems for right now because I'm one person and I'm on a journey to even pull in other people. Are you somebody that does the same thing? Come on and join in on in Everybody Educate my business, because we need more people on our team who have the same mindset. And if you don't even want to do it, but you like, I believe in this, you can also donate, right? So I just really wanted to get on here today to just have a coaching chat with you guys. And I'm hoping that you are encouraged to move forward. Next week, I have a special guest that's going to come on and going to talk to us a little bit about their journey and through education healing system. And also, they're no longer even educators anymore in the actual school system, but they're an entrepreneur and they work with leaders and businesses. And so you do not want to miss that. And you don't want to miss these weeks while we have them, because going, and then it's going to cost some money. Because I'm going to just tell you what, there's some jewels. And you got to invest in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And you can't always give everything away for free, because people take advantage of it and they stomp all on and they don't even realize what they're getting is gold, right? And so that goal we need to have also to continue to produce and manufacture the good service, honey, that good service of healing from wounds and from stuck and from baggage, right? And so I am on that mission to do that. And I want us to remember that we and understand that we are operating from an outdated educational system. So 9 times out of 10, if you are struggling in this education system, it's probably because we are using practices that that aren't necessarily relevant right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a classy girl. I'm a classic girl. I'm an old soul. I believe in the structure. I believe in discipline. But I believe in doing it in a way that empowers people and our children to be better and not to feel worse about themselves, to not to live lives that they feel like they're nothing. I literally hear people say, like, you have nothing, you're nothing. I've heard it. I've been told it. And that is not the way that we do things here. Because I've literally watched children quit, give up, and not even live out their gifts and talents. Now, I believe in there's tough love and all that stuff like that, but that's not what I'm referring to. So, outdated system is what I'm referring to, where we sit and make people feel as if there's only one way of learning, there's only one way of teaching, and and it's all about test scores and all about my get that money and get as many kids as you can. I mean, I literally have been a part of after school programs. I have a nonprofit. Been a part of after school programs who do not care about children, who care about the money, who use the children to get the money versus using the money to help the children. There's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot, and I can go on for days, but I will not. But I specifically want to help you see a different way. I want to help you navigate through those systemic barriers. And I want you to be able to take in, like my grandma says, take in the meat and spit out the bones. Take in the meat of old, that good stuff that we do need, and throw out the old that we do not need. That cutting spirit where we do not where we cut each other to get forward. We step on one another versus pulling your brother or sister up. It's the same thing that even happens in the businesses, in the churches, in the establishments, and it must be shifted because we are teaching our children to do the same things, to perpetuate things. We're teaching our up and coming educators to do the same thing. Do you know that there are less educators that want to even be in the school system because of what we see, because of what they see, and they don't want any parts of that? I'm gonna breathe. My friends, family, and people always say, "Breathe, queen, breathe." So we do have schools, districts, and establishments that are operating from those outdated educational systems that negatively impact how we educate. How we treat others and how we uphold systems of educational marginalization. That's the last thing I want to talk to you about today. And those practices that dilute our flow. Right? So when we're thinking about educational marginalization, it is real and alive. When we're thinking about outdated systems, it's real and alive. And it is part of the reason why we are wounded today. It's part of the reason why we have adults now who are leaders and business owners who don't truly know how to be a leader because they're realizing that this new generation is not standing for some of this stuff. We're fighting against all of this marginalization, all of this like in the box stuff that I can't be myself and be free, right? They're not trying to take on the wounds. I remember when I was growing up and I was just like holding it all in, like, dang, this is wrong. Dang. And I'm not saying everything is wrong all the time. I'm just saying, though, when we don't speak on it, when we are not allowed to open our voice and say, wow, this is how I'm feeling. And it's like, be quiet, put that under the rug, do what you need to do. No. So I'm going to ask you this and leave you with this. Do you really want to see healing, wellness, success in ways that help us all grow? I know that's not the model that we were brought up on. I know it was the rich get richer, the poor get poor, and in the middle stay in the middle. I know people want you to I know that. But do you really want to see like worldwide healing? It's going to actually come if we are all well. My sister says it all the time. Like we actually hurt each other. We actually hurt ourselves when we are putting other people down because we need each other. Your success is my success. As an educator, as a coach, the people that I'm working with and for and serving, their success is my success. And the people that they're serving, their success is theirs. Like it's a trickle, it's a ripple effect, right? And so I just want to put that stuff out here. And I want to ask you, do you really want healing or you just want power? And then I want to go further and say, do you want, and once you get that power and you get everything you think you want, and then you still see people with everything they thought they want committing suicide, not having everything that they actually need, right? And so I want to just be real about that. And what are we teaching our children? Are we teaching them the real life effects of our actions? Are we teaching problem solving? Are we teaching social and emotional learning? Are we teaching real like connections and how they can actually live well together? Do we believe our children and those we are leaving a legacy for have what it takes to be better? Is our goal to continuously say, I'm in charge, I'm the lead? I got to share this story with you guys. And, you know, I share these stories. I love everybody that I've connected with and gone through challenges with. I really do. And I have to work on myself every day, right? Because I'm also a part of, anytime there's a challenge, I'm a part of it too, right? I remember being a young girl in the church, and I was so excited about like leading the younger kids underneath me. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then I had people who were older than me say, pretty much stay in your lane. This is my show. I do this. And I could never understand why I always had to fight just to do the things that I just saw you do. And you taught me how to do. And then whenever I do it, you tell me to shut up and stay in my place. Doesn't make any sense. But it's an old way. I don't judge any of them. I really don't. I think it's the way we've been taught. I think it's the wounds of those same people getting that same thing. Like, hey, I never got a chance to have my voice, so it's my turn. It's my voice, and nobody's going to stop that. We've got to get out of that cycle. It's all through our world. It's all through our schools. It's all through our education system. You cannot even just be excited to do something that you've been taught to do, or be something with somebody without somebody letting you know, like, I mean, I feel like it's a pandemic, because then we go and say, okay, let me find an outlet. And then when you find an outlet, then people want to get mad at you. And when our children are acting up and acting out, we wonder why. They're not allowed to have their authentic voice. When our teachers are shutting down and giving up and being lackluster in their education, it's not that they can't. It's that sometimes they just don't feel that they can. That's the same thing with our children, and they pass it on. When our children in our house, we say do as I say and not as I do, it just doesn't make any sense to me that you're teaching me to do something that you won't do. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You know, I can go on for days, but it is a pandemic and I cannot close my voice on it. So I ask those questions again. Do we believe that our children can take on the legacy that we're actually trying to lead? So if we're going to be in power and we're going to say, hey, follow me and all of that, then we really got to let them follow us. We really got to let them implement and practice the skills to do better and be better. And we can't just wait until, you know, we're done and ready to be like, okay, now it's your turn. No. We are living in a day and age where our children are smarter than ever. Yes, they're on their games and technology and stuff. And how do we shift that and help them see how they can make the best out of that for the best of themselves and for the best betterment of others? That we can teach them how to serve through those means. It is a new day and age. And can they teach us something too? And then can we come together and build something better and greater? Let's stop downplaying our own gifts and our own experiences and use them as excuses, or well, I just can't because, and nobody's help. No, we really do have everything we need in and around us to activate the better. Activate better. Activate better. Do it now. We especially can do it faster together. But because we have been so ingrained with a system of doing things for power, and I'm better than you, and I'm in competition with you all the time, nobody can be you. There is nobody on this earth. Now, people tell me all the time, they're like, you look like this. You remind me of, oh, your mannerisms and everything. You're just like and that's fine and good, right? There's people similar to us, and that's great. But can't nobody ever be you, and can't nobody ever be me. So it's okay if we have the same ideas. So it's okay if we are working towards the same things, but we don't have to compete, right? Good, healthy competition is okay. I do believe that, right? But we don't have to compete when it comes to identity, right? We don't have to compete when it comes to, and compare our children in the household. Like, this is the better one, this is the good one, this is the best. Stop all of that. Stop. They used to do that to my sisters and I, like, oh, she's the smart one, she's the bad one, she's the quiet one, she don't have a voice. Stop. Because what you do is put people in a box, and then they never can be the good one. And they never could be the one who can, get in a certain way, and they have to live up to these expectations. It is enough that we deal with the things that we deal with already, but to then have that personal, like, in home or in the classroom where you're mostly at, or in your business place of work where you always are just trying to make somebody feel bad about themselves, to make you feel better, to make you feel more powerful. You can actually feel more powerful. You can actually have healthy competition. You can actually, push people to action without demoralizing them or dehumanizing them. I hope I'm saying all this right. My sister always tells me, like, oh, you should have said this word this way. It's all good. And I'm constantly learning, right, about myself. And so I'll close. So I'll close right now just to let you know that you don't want to miss how we can get to better together on Saturdays until April 16th. I hope that you are excited about what's coming for the next few weeks. If you like coaching, if you like support, if you want to just talk and go deep into the wounds, I have been known. I don't know why. I don't know why people say, oh my gosh, you need to be my life coach. Oh my gosh, you need to be because I know how to get in there with you guys and really get to the root of the matter, that childlike heart that might have be lost inside of you, that might have closed up when somebody told you that you were nothing, and then you forgot that you are actually something way more than what you even think, and that God has in store for you when you start to activate and implement um, your gifts from a well state, a well mind, a well, being well. If you're ready for that, and you want to see yourself heal, you want to see yourself moving, grooving, and just every day, daily making impact, daily seeing the results that your business, your establishment, it wants to see the goals that you have set. Coaching is what has helped me, and I know it helps others when I coach them, and even when it doesn't, I learn from it, right? And I've learned from it. I've been a coach for some time now, and not everybody is receptive of healing, and people just want some easy, quick fix, and just give me what I need to do, Queen. And that's not me. You got to go through the experience, right? And there's some quick things that do happen, but it's the experience, and it's the connections in your life that will be made, and you will see better. I promise you. I guarantee you. Anybody that has decided to truly work with Everybody Educate and with me, Queen Educator, as their coach, as their consultant, has seen better for their lives, their children's lives, their families' lives. I have testimonials for that. And it's not to brag, honestly. It's to literally say that I've had to go through the same process. And as I've gone through the process to heal, I've been able to help others heal. I've been in their businesses and in their classrooms and in their schools. You're right. Like, I can talk about that. We can dig deep to the hard things to get to the best things that can come out of that situation. And we've seen transformation. We've gone to the drawing board together. A coach is not here to give you all the answers. A coach is to coach you to and through what you already have that's amazing. And I could do that for you. I know I'm also a part of a network of over 31 plus educational consultants that can do that hone in on the education side, but also on the business side, entrepreneur side, get you moving and grooving to your best now. All right. I hope we had, I would say an hour of power, but it was 45 minutes of power to heal and to move forward. You can get my Calendly link I don't know if I put it in here, but as soon as I exit off of here, I'm going to share this video and parts of it, and it will have the subscription to our blog for education healing and Calendly link for experience time to just go deep and go to the next level. We're going into the second quarter, y'all. Come on. The first quarter, we were getting you brewed up. Come on. We were getting you ready. Let's go. Now it's time to launch out and implement those ideas so that you can impact the second half of this year like never before, and even earlier. All right, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye. Hi. It looks like I'm still here. Oh, what do I guarantee? Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right. So I do interact. Those of you who want more information, this is like the part two. If you want more information, I do actually interact. I teach and preach, not my ego, but my, but I teach and preach betterment for others. And so, um, it's a shame that we can't brag on our growth and our process. We have to always be in a deficit mindset, but that's not it at all. So we've got to make sure that um, yeah, yeah, we've got to make sure that we are in tune with better. I know there's not a lot of people that would agree. I know there might be some people that don't agree, but yes, I'm taking a look at this here. All right. You all take care. If you'd like to book speaking, if you'd like to book, what else? Actual in person, you can check me out at everybodyeducate.com. And yeah, book our Calendly link. Bye. Hi, Gerald. Are you okay? I pray your soul, honey. I pray for your soul, honey. All right. So I guess I'm still live. I see that. So I'm going to end the live. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.